Hello, yeah, good day, students. I hope everybody is doing well. Glory be to God. Today, our main strands here is number operations. Number operation. And when you talk about number operations, we have several operation sign. We have the multiplication sign, addition sign, subtraction, and division. But today we will talk about the multiplication and its methods. Okay. So without wasting much time, let's quickly move on. Multiplication. Let's see the properties of multiplication. Before you can do the multiplication, let's see some of the things that we need to note before we perform the action of multiplication. The first property says what? Zero. Using the zero, the use of zero. Any number multiplied by zero is zero. Any number multiplied by 0 is 0. So make note of that. And the use of 1. Whenever you have 1 in your questions and you are asked to multiply 1, then make note of this. Any number multiplied by 1 is the number itself. Or whenever you use 1 to multiply any number is the number itself. Or a number multiplied by 1 is the number itself. So make note of that. I said the use of 0, any number multiplied by 0 is 0. And any number multiplied by 1 is the number itself. Good. Let's see the methods that we are going to use here. Under the multiplication as an operation, one of the operations that we are going to talk of, we have several methods that we can use to perform the actions of multiplication. The first method here is the vertical form method. The vertical form method. And when you talk about the vertical form method, it's a traditional method, the olden method that we know since KG up to your level. The one that we arrange the numbers in a vertical from the top to down, and then you attach your multiplication sign and the line, and then you perform. So that one we call it vertical form. That is, you arrange them from the top to down, and then you perform your answer. Distributive or expanded form method. Distributive or expanded form method. With this method here, the numbers will be used to distribute among the multiplier. So you will split the multiplier into two using their place value digits. So you write their real values, and then you split the numbers into two, and then you use the numbers to multiply the what? The multiplier. Number nine multiply a certain numbers now. You split that number into two, and then you share the numbers to those numbers that you have split it into two. Okay, good. And then the lattice form method. We have another method that is the lattice form method. This is a new method that they added to the curriculum. The lattice form is the use of the box, where the box will be divided into two in a slided way. In the slider, so you slide the box or each box from the right side of your hand, and then each box represents the ones and tens. So when you slide them to divide the box into two, the part will be used to record the tens of the numbers, and the other part will be used to record the ones of the numbers. After recording the ones and the tens of the numbers of each digit, then you add the diagonals, those numbers that will fall within the diagonal lines. Then you add those numbers. If there is a remainder, you add it to the next or the immediate diagonal line. And you start writing your answer from the left side of the box. And then we have the last method that we talk about is a new also expand and box for method. This kind of method here is also a new that have been added to your new curriculum. This method deal with the separations of the numbers or changing the numbers into their real value. And before you can change a number into its real value, then you need to multiply the face value by the place value of the digits in order to get the real value. So you change both the numbers and the multiplier into their real values, and then you arrange them in the column and row. Then you multiply each column and each row. After then you add all the products that you got. Okay, and that is the for or the span and box for method. Okay, let's quickly do some of the examples under the vertical form method. Okay, and then in that order. Example under the vertical form method. Use vertical form to solve 7,532 by 25. You are going to use the vertical form method to solve this one. Okay, so you write your solution, and I have it already here. Then let me start. You have the 7, 5, 3, and 2 multiplied by, you write from the back, 5 and the 2, which is the 25. Okay, good. Then you indicate the positions of the numbers. Here occupies the ones positions, tens positions, and then hundred position, and then here is thousands position. And let's check something here. Under this method, when you are multiplying 25 to 7,532, you take the numbers one after the other. You first take the ones of the 25, which is the 5, to multiply through all the 7,532. And when you use the ones of the 25 to multiply through all the 7,532, then you start recording your answer under the ones, because you took it from the ones position. Therefore your answer must be recorded under the ones or under the 5. Then when you finish with the 5, using 5 to multiply 7,532, and then you take the 2 under the tens position. Then you use the 2 to multiply all these numbers. You use the 2 to multiply all these numbers. And when you use 2 to multiply these numbers, then you start recording your answers under the tens, because you took it on the tens position. Because the 2 occupies the tens position, so every answer must start recorded under what? The tens position or under the 2. Say over 5, so they multiply these numbers, then 5 times 2, 5 times 3, 5 times 5, 5 times 7. After multiplying all these things, you start recording your answers under the 5. Then over for 2, so over 2 times 2, 2 times 3, 2 times 5, 2 times. Then you start recording your answer under the 2. 2 times 2 no ɛmfa mmɛhyɛ 5 no ase. Fa hyɛ 2 no ase because 2 no yɛ under the thing. So your answer, every answer under the 2 here must be recorded under the 2 or under the things. Okay? That is the basic. So let's proceed. Now we are taking the numbers one after the other. 5 times 2 will give you 10. Then you write 0. The ones of the 10 is 0. And then you keep the 1 here, the remainder. 5 times 3 here is 15. Plus the remainder will give you what? 16. So you write the ones of the 16, which is the 6, remainder 1. Okay? 5 times 5, that is 25. 5 times this 5, that is 25. 5 times this 5 is 25. So because the remainder here will give you 26. Then you write the ones of the 26, and that is the 6. This time, remainder 2. Okay? Good. Now, 5 times 7 here, that will give you 35. 5 times 7 is 35. Plus the 2 here, okay, that will be 37. Okay, good. So we have the ones of the 37, which is the 7, and then write the other number here. Now 37,660 is the product of 5. You have done with the 5. Then you move on to the 2 under the tens. So our answer will be recorded under the 2 here or under the tens column. So the 2 times 2 will give you 4. You write it here because we started with the 2. So you must write it under the 2. The 2 times 3 here will also give you 6. You follow in that sequence. 2 times 5, that is 10. You write the ones of the tens, and that is the 0. Remember 1 here. The 2 times 7 here, that is 14. Plus 1, that will give you 15. So the ones of the 15, and that is 5, and then you write the remainder here. Good. And you write the remainder here. That is good. Now, yeah, 15,064 is also a product of the 2. When you use the 2 to multiply the 7532, because 15,064. So you have done. So when you done the 2 products, you must add them. Okay, the 2 products, you must add them, and then you bring your addition sign here. Okay, good. Meaning that you are going to add these 2 products here. So let's add them. Now there's 0 plus a vacuum. There's a vacuum. A coin be the. So we assume that place is also a 0. Okay, 0 plus this vacuum here is 0. Okay, then the 6 plus 4. The 6 plus 4 here is what? 10. Then you write what? The ones of the tens, which is the 0. Remember 1. Then you add the 1 to the immediate words number here. Then 6 plus 6, that is 12, plus the remainder here, that making it 13. So you write the ones of the 13, which is the 3. Then you add the remainder to the next one. Okay, so the 7 plus 0 here is 7, plus the remainder here, that will give you 8. Then you write it here. No number has been carried out. Okay, so here is plus 0 or nothing. Now 3 plus 5 here is also 8. Okay, and the 1 plus a vacuum here is nothing because the vacuum, there's nothing over there. So 1 plus 0 here is 1. Okay, good. Now that is our answer here. Okay, our final answer here is 188,300. 188,300. First, you take the numbers one after the other to multiply through. When you take the 5 to multiply the 2, you record it under the 5 or under the 1 because the 5 here has been placed under the 1's position. So all the answers must started be recorded here, and then when you take the 2 here, because the 2 is also occupied the tens positions, the 2 times 2 must also be recorded under the tens position or under the 2 here. Okay, and when you finish the two product, when you multiply two numbers, the answer we call it product. So the two products here must be added in order to get one number. Okay, so when you add the product of the 5 and the product of the 2 here, we're able to ascertain 188,300. Okay, good. Let's proceed. Now, example under distributive method or expanded form method. Use expanded or distributive form to solve 7,532 by 25. Good. Then you have your numbers here, which is 7, 5, 3, 2 times 25. Then because 25 is the multiplier, so you have to split the multiplier into two. You write their real values, so you first indicate the positions of the numbers. So here is the ones positions and here is the tens position. So in order to split this number into two, you find the real values of what? The 2 here. So the face value is the 2, multiply the position, which is the tens position, and the real value will be 20. Okay, good. The real value here will be 20. Then plus, then here, the 5, the real value for 5 here, the face value is the 5, and the positions of this 5 here is ones. So the 5 times 1 will give you also 5. Okay, good. Then you put them in the brackets. Multiply by the numbers, which is here is 2, 3, 5, and then 7. Now, when you reach here, you are going to distribute the numbers. You use this one to multiply this, and then you use this one to the same number to multiply this one in a separate form. Okay, so you are going to use the 7,532 to multiply 20, and again you use the 7,532 to multiply the 5. Okay, then you write them in a separate what bracket. So let me proceed. Now when you have the first 7,532 times 20 in a first bracket here, then plus the next one, that will be 7,532 multiplied by the 5, okay, in another separate bracket. Now here we are going to perform the actions here. So when you finish, you write your answer here, and then when you finish, you write your answer here, okay. After then, you add the product of the two answers, okay. Good. Now let's perform the 7,532 by 20 here. You work it somewhere here. 7, 5, 3, 2 times 20, 0 and 2. Okay, good. Any number multiplied by the 0, or any number that's 0 multiplying, is what? It's 0. So the 0 times 2 here is 0. 0 times 3, 0. 0 times 5, 0. 0 times 7, 0. Okay, good. Then left with the 2. The 2 times 2 must record it under the 2. So the 2 times 2 will give you 4. 2 times 3, 6. 2 times 5, 10. You write the ones of the what? 10, remainder 1. 2 times 7, which is 14, plus the remainder, which is 16. You write the ones and then the last digits. When you finish, you add the two products like the vertical form that we use. So here is, you add the ones column. The 0 here plus empty here is 0, and here is 4, and here is 6, and here is 0, and here is 6, and here is 1. Okay, good, which is 160,640. Okay, so you are going to write it here. You write your answer here. So here alone is 160,4, that is 6, 4, 0. Okay, plus then you perform the actions of this one, 7,532 by the 5, using the same vertical method to solve. So 7, 5, 3, 2 times 5. Okay, good. So this 5 will be used to multiply. 5 times 2 is 10, 0, remainder 1. 5 times 3, 15, plus 1, making it 16, 6, remainder 1. Remainder 1 here. 5, 5, 25, plus 1, that is 26. That is 6, remainder 2. 5, 7, 35, plus 2, 37. So here is 37. Okay. Now 5 times 7,532. That is our answer here is 37,660. Okay, good. Now when you finish, you add these two products. Okay, you add these two products, and the first one is 160,640. Then you start recording the other one from the back, which is the 0, 6, 6, 6, 7, 3 here. Then you add them. Okay, so we have the 0 here. This plus this will give you 10. 0 plus the remainder here, making it 12, 13, 3. Okay, plus this one, that will be plus remainder here, that will be 8. And then the 6 plus this. Okay, let me check it well. Let me check this one here. The 2 times 7 here is 14, plus the remainder will give you 15. Okay, so here is 15. Good. So here will be 15, and here will be 15. Good. So the 2 times 7 here will be 14, plus the remainder will be 15. And when you add, here will be 15. Therefore, here too will be 15. And here will be 15. Okay, good. So let me add it again. So now the 1 plus the 7 here is 8. And then the 5 plus the 3 here is also 8. Okay, and the here plus a vacuum, and that will be 1. Okay, so our final answer here is 1, 8, 8, 3, 0, 0. Okay, good. Now let's proceed. First, you split the 25 into 2. You write their real values using the 5 to multiply the positions of the 5. The 5 here is the face value here, times the 1 will give you 5 plus, and then the real value for 2 here, the 2 times the positions, which is the 10. 2 times 10 here will give you 20. So which means that the 20 plus 5 made up of what? The 25. And then you distribute the numbers among those numbers in a bracket, in separate bracket. Like you take the 7,532 to multiply the first 20 in the one bracket, and then you take 7,532 to multiply the 5 here in another bracket. Okay, and then in that order. Let's move on to the next method. Example under lattice form method, or example under lattice method here, is the use of what? The box. So you write your solution here, and it's already been written. So you choose your box. That will be very nice here. Then I have my box here. That will be a very nice box. Okay, good. Then we divide the box according to the numbers here, the 7,532. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We draw a lines to divide this one. 1, 2, then the 4. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we divide this side according to the multiply. There are 2. So we divide them into 2. Good. Now you write the numbers here. Here is 7. Yeah, the first one is this first box belongs to the 7. The second box here belongs to the 5. The third box here belongs to the 3. Then the last box also belongs to the 2. Okay, good. Then here the first box here belongs to the 2, the 25, the first 2, and here the last one here belongs to the 5. Okay, now the box that belongs to the 2, this box here, this box belongs to the 2, this box also belongs to the 3, it belongs to the 5 and the 2 here, and here also belongs to the 7 and the 2 here. This box belongs to the 7 and the 5. Here is the 5 and the 5 here, and then 3 and 5 here, their boxes here, and the 2 and 5 here, their boxes here. So we are going to divide these balls into two in a slided form. Okay, starting from your right side. So you divide this box into two. Okay, then each box represent the ones and tens. Okay, then you divide this box into two. Good. So each box represent the ones and tens, and then you divide this one into two in a slided form. Okay, then you divide this one into two. Here you extend it out because that is the last end. Good. Then you divide these two boxes into two. Then you extend it out because the last, you extend it out here. Then you divide this box into two. Then you extend it out. Okay. Divide this box into two. You extend it out. And then you divide this box into two. And then you extend the line out. So the box that we have divided into two, the first part here represent or be used to record the tens of the numbers, and here also record the ones of the numbers. The tens of the numbers, ones of the numbers, tens, ones, tens, ones, tens, ones, tens, ones, and then tens and the ones, tens and the ones. Okay, good. Now we are going to multiply them, and any number that you get a whole number or you get a single number, you can attach the zero to the number so that you can record the tens of it. Okay, so the 04 is the same as 4, 02 is the same as 2. Okay, so let's proceed. So now you first take the 2 here to multiply these two. Because you are using the lattice method, you take them one after the other. The 2 times 2 here is 4. Is 4. 4 can also be written as 04 because 04 is the same as 4. Any number that begin with 0 is the same as that number. So the ones, we have the ones, here is the ones positions, and then the tens. Okay, here is the tens and here is the ones. Okay, good. So you're going to record these numbers here. Here the 4, the tens is 0, the ones is 4. Okay, good. Now 2 times 3 is 6. So the 6, that will be the 06. So the tens is 0 and the ones is what? Is 6. You write it here. Okay. Always be a space need this kind of also saying and then I represented the tens. Now the all forms are represented the ones. Now 2 times 5, that is 10. So you know how to record. These are the positions of the tens and ones. So 2 times 5 is 10. So here the tens position is the 1 and the ones position is the 0. 2 times 7 here is 14. So here's 1 and 4. Okay, good. Now we're done with the 2. Move on to the 5. 5 times 2. 5 times 2. This 5 multiply this 2 will give you 10. And the 10, 2, we have the 1 and 10. 5 times 3, that is the 15. 15, we have 1 and then 5. 5 times 5, that is 25. The 25, we have the 2 as tens and then that is 25, that is 2 and then the 5. Then let's with the last box that has been divided into 2. 7 times 5 is 35. The 35, you divide it, you have the ones and tens. So here is the tens is 3 and then and here is 5. When you finish multiplying them and recording them in each box here, then you add those numbers that fall within the diagonals. Okay, you are going to add those numbers in the diagonal. These are the diagonals. So you hear the first number that you add is the 0, or this diagonal here, only 0 is in this diagonal form. When you come to this side, it's 4, 1 and 5 in this diagonal. Okay, these are the first, second diagonal. The third one here is 0, 6, 1 and 5. You add these numbers, the diagonals numbers, you add them. The fourth diagonal line here is 0, 0, 2, 5. You add these diagonals. And then here, that is why the lines have been extended out here. And then the fifth one, you add the 1, 4, 3 to this side. If there's a remainder, you send it to the immediate diagonal and then in that order. So let's quickly add these numbers here. Now the first diagonal here is a single number, so that is the 0. Okay, so let's see this one. The 4 plus 1 here is 5 plus 5, that is 10. Then you write 0. Remember 1. Okay, you add it to the next diagonal. Okay, the next diagonal's numbers are 5, 1, 6 and the 0. So the 1 plus 6 here will give you 7, plus 1 here, that will give you 8. 8 plus 3, that is 13. So you write the 3, the ones of the 13, then you add the remainder to the next diagonal. Okay, 1 plus these two zeros is the same as 1 plus the 2, making it 3. 3 plus 5, that is 8. Then you write your 8 here. Okay, good. There's nothing to carry to the next diagonal here. So you add the 1 plus 4, which is 5, plus 3, which is 8. Then you write your 8 here. Nothing to add here, and here that's only 1. number, you write it here. Then you start reading your answer from the left side. So we have the 1, 8, 8, 3, 0, 0. Okay, that is the lattice. Okay, so this is the lattice. The lattice, you make a box, you slide them from the left side. On the right side here, you slide the box here, and each box represents the tens and the ones of the digits. So when you multiply, you record the tens and the ones, exactly the one that I did here. And after multiplying these numbers, then you add the diagonals. Lines na chacha na imuna obe added, so those numbers in that. Okay, good. And then you finally you read your answer from the left side, the 188,300. Okay, good. Let's deal with the last one, that is example under expand and box form method. Use expand and box form method to solve 7,332 by 25. I say this form or this kind of method here, we use the column and the row, and you make sure that the numbers are being written in their real values. Okay, so this one also involve the use of the box. So let's solve. Once we have our solution here, we are going to solve this one. Okay, good. Now we have it here. Good. Good. And then here. So the first number here, you write your multiplication sign here. This is the expand and box method. Okay, you write your multiplication sign here. That will be the multiplication sign, which means that the row and the column will be used to multiply each other. So you write the real values of the 7,532. So you first indicate 7, 5, 3, 2 with their positions here. The position here is the ones, tens, hundred, and then thousand. Okay, because you are going to write their real values here. The real values means the face value times the positions where the number occupies. So you first take the 7 here. 7 multiplied by the 1,000, that is 7 times 1,000 will give you 7,000. Okay, and then you write. So here will be 7,000. Okay, then you write it here. That is 7,000. Good. Then the next one here is 5 multiplied by the position, which is the hundredth position, and that is 500. So that is 500 here. Okay, that is the 500. That will be the real values for that. And then the next one here, multiplied by the tens here, the 3 times 10, that is 30. that is the 30. Okay, and then here 2 times 1, that will give you the 2. That will give you the 2. Okay, so let me put this one and shift this one too, and shift this one. Okay, good. Now then you also write, you indicate the real values of the 2, 12 to 5 here. Okay, the 5 here, or you started with the 2, because the first digit here, the 2 multiplied by the 10, that will be on this side, and that is 20. Okay, that is 20. You write the real values of this number that you are going to multiply. It will be arbitrary real values, and then the 5 multiplied by the 1's position, that is the 5. So here too is the 5. Okay, then you write the 5 over there. Now you divide it, what the boxes, to make sure that you separate each. Okay, now you have this one here. Okay, now let me divide this one too, then you divide this one too. Okay, good. Now let's start multiplying this number. There's a trick here. When you are multiplying these numbers, there's a trick that you need to know about there. So here, the 20 will be used to multiply the 7,000, then you record it here. 20 will be used to multiply the 500, you record it here. 20 will be used to multiply the 20, 30 here, then you record it here. And then the 20 will be used to multiply the 2, and then they belongs to this box. 5 will be used to multiply the 7,000, and the answer will be here. 5 will be used to multiply the 500, the answer will be here. 5 will be used to multiply the 30, and the answer will be here. 5 will be used to multiply the 2, and the answer will be here. And when you are multiplying these numbers, there's a trick that you have to pay attention. Now, looking at this one here, the 20 times the 7,000, you count the number of zeros here. The 7,000 possess the 3 zeros, and the 20 also possess what? The 1 zero. Then you put their zeros in one bucket. So for now, the 7,020, I have 4 zeros. Okay, then you keep it somewhere. Then you multiply those numbers. You multiply the numbers, okay, and later you attach their zeros to them. Okay, so the 2 times 7 will give you what? 14. That is 14. And because the two of them possess 4 zeros, because 7 possess the 3 zeros, and the 20 also possess the 1 zero. So when you put the 7,000, the zeros of the 7s and the zeros of the 2, you get 4 zeros. So you attach the 4 zeros to this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. Now you have your 4 zeros here. Good. Now when you come to the 20 times 500, then you only multiply the numbers, okay? And then you attach their zeros to them. So the 2 times 5, that will be 10. And aside the numbers, they also possess 3 zeros, because 500 possess 2 zeros, and the 20 also possess 1 zero. So you add the 3 zeros to that. Okay, good. Now the 20 times 30, you only multiply the numbers and then you attach their zeros. So the 20 and 30, they possess two zeros. So you multiply their numbers and then you attach their zeros. So 2 times 3 is 6. And because they possess two zeros, you attach their two zeros to that. Okay? Because the 30 possess one and the 20 also possess one. Good. Now, when you come here, the 20 and the 2, only 20 possess one zero. So you attach only one zero to that. So the 2 times 2 will give you 4. Attach their zeros, which is only one zero that you got. Then you attach their zeros. When you come here, the 7,000 times 5 will give you, then you count the number of zeros involved. Only 7,000 possess three zeros, so you multiply the numbers. Okay, you multiply the numbers, which is the 5 times 7. The 5 times 7 here, that will give you 35. 35. And then you attach the zeros that involve. It's only three zeros. Okay, you attach the zeros that involve. So that is 35,000. Then the 5 times 500, they only involve, when you count the number of zeros of the 5 and the 500, it's only two zeros. So then you multiply the 5 and the 5, you get 25. 25, and then you attach their two zeros to that. Then 5 times 30, it's only one zero. So you keep it in mind. So 3, the number, you just multiply the numbers. The 3 times 5, that is 15. And then you attach only one, the zero to that. Okay, good. Then 5 times 2, they don't have zeros here, so we just multiply the numbers. The 5 times 2, and that is 10. Okay, good. Now, like what I started, 20 times 7,000. You count the number of zeros of the 20 and then the number of zeros of the 7,000. 7,000 possess three zeros, and then the 20 also possess one zero. So when you add the number of zeros, initially you have gotten what? The four zeros. Then you multiply only the numbers, which is 2 times 7. That will be 14. And then you attach the four zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is four zeros. 20 times 500, you count the number of zeros involved of the 20 and the 500. 500 possess two zeros and the 20 possess only one zero. So the total number of zeros here is 3. Then you keep it in a bucket. Then you multiply the numbers involved, which is the 2 times 5, that is 10. And then you attach the three zeros to that in that order. When you finish, you add the product of the 20 and the 5. So you are going to add all these numbers. You are going to add 140,000, 10,000, 640, 35,000, 2,500, 150, and 10. Okay, you're going to add all these products. Your multiplier na boom. So you start in this form. So let me write the numbers here. You have 140, the first 140,000. Good. Then you indicate the position first. Here's the ones, tens, hundred, then thousand, tens of thousand, hundreds of thousand, hundreds of thousand. Okay, then after writing the 140,000, then you record the down there number, or the number that descends to the 140,000, or the number that is below 140,000. You start recording from the back, and here is 35,000. So you start recording from the back. Say you won't mistake. Okay, so here is now. Let me record this one, which is the 0, 0, 0. Then here is 5, and here is 3. Okay, good. We are done with this. We are done with this. Now left with this one, 10,000. Start recording from the back. The 0, 0, 0, and 0 and 1. Okay. Then left with this one, 2,500. Start recording from the back. 0, 0. Here is 5, and then here is 2. Okay. Now you do it in that order. Offer which no funny form, for which no funny form. So the 600, the 0, 0, and then 6. 150, 0, 5, 1. Then the 40, 0, and then 4. And then the 10, 0, and 1. Then you add all these numbers here. Okay. Now let's add them. You first add those in the ones. Those in the ones here is 0. And then those in the tens, we have the 5 plus 4, 9, and 10. Here is also 0 plus 1 equals plus 1. Okay. You add a 1 to the next line. So the 1 plus this 0, 0. So 1 plus the 5 here will be 6. 6 plus 6, that is 12, plus 1, that is 13. You write a 3 here. Remember 1, you add it to the next row here. So the 1 plus this 5 here will give you 7. 1 plus the 5 will give you 6 rather, and the 6, 1 plus this 5 will be 6, and then the 6 plus this one, the 2, that will be 8. Okay, that will be 8. Good. And then new number will be added, so the remaining numbers under the tens of thousands. Okay, good. This one here is 150, so it's also part of this one, so don't confuse yourself over there. Okay, so let me write the 150 is supposed to be, that is under this. Okay, good. Now that is why the 1 plus the 5 here gave you what? The 6. 6 plus 6, that is what? 12, plus 1, 13. Then you got the 13 here. Remember 1, we add the 1 to the 0. That's still 1. 1 plus 5, 6. 6 plus 2, 8. Good. Then 4 plus 3, that is 7. 7 plus 1, another 8. And here, the 1 will be here. Okay, good. Now that is the lattice. This is expand and box form method. Okay, now you first write the numbers in their real values form, and then you make a row and column, and then you multiply each. After multiplying, you add the products, all the products in the box, and then you get your final answer. I hope everything is okay now. If you do not understand it, well, watch the video again, or you can WhatsApp me personal for details. Thank you for your time, and make sure that you do the exercise that I sent on the platform. Goodbye.